I'm Roy Foster. I've been chair of the Elizabeth Longford Prize for more years than I care to remember, but it's one of the things I will cling on to with my fingernails until I'm pushed off into a care home, because I enjoy it more than I can possibly say. This year's winner is a book about a painter, and you might think that painters aren't historical figures. You think historical biography being war and the conduct of public affairs, like Gibbon said. But what we've tried to do in the Elizabeth Longford Prize is push the boundaries a bit. We do look at war as a public affairs thing. We've given the prize to biographies of prime ministers, kings and so forth. But Monet was a painter who changed the way we see things. And what Jackie Woolschlager's book brilliantly shows is that you have to see him against the background of what the philosopher Bergson, the novelist Proust, was doing at exactly the same time, and in France, in fin de siècle France, is examining memory and how we construct it and reconstruct it and how it's changed in our minds. The great haystack paintings, obviously the water lily paintings. It's a book about cultural history in the widest sense, and that's why for us it was a historical biography as we conceive the definition. A good historical biography has to illuminate the past in reconstructing the context within which somebody lived. Jackie Woolschlager's Life of Monet does exactly that. You can see the gardens, you can taste the food, you can hear the voices, because she bases it on an extraordinary range of letters which reflect his complex, passionate, emotional life, his difficult and racked financial life until quite late in life, his relationship with his family. A historical biography embeds somebody's life in the context of their times, but she also relates it to what's going on in the Dreyfus case, Zola's novels and their success. She builds a picture of fin de siècle France from the late 19th to the early 20th century, and then embeds this cultural phenomenon which is Monet's painting. And he is, I think, the author of Impressionism, and she embeds him in the very centre of it. I think we've extended the boundaries of what we look for. I mean, we have obviously given the prize to brilliant biographies of monarchs like Anne Somerset's Queen Anne or Andrew Roberts' George III, prime ministers like Philip Ziegler's Edward Heath. But we've also given the prize to books which explore what seems to be a minor and unexamined life. I'm thinking here of Francis Wilson's life of the owner of the White Star shipping line who went down with the Titanic, or Ben McIntyre's book about Kim Philby. Lives which in their own way reflect the history of their times, but were, for reasons of scandal or disapproval, banished from the regular memory, and which have come back into focus because of what interests us now. I think we're also looking for books that are psychologically acute in a way that maybe an earlier generation of historical biography was not necessarily so. Absolutely untrue of Elizabeth Longford's books, which were very, very psychologically astute. She knew exactly what made people tick. And what we look for, I think, now in a historical biography is not only a book that is about the zeitgeist in which the subject lived, but also what's happening inside their head.